everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. My name is Jennifer. In today's video, I thought I would give you some helpful tips on how to keep your skin healthy and clean now that we're all starting to come out of quarantine and life is slowly starting to resume as normal. I know a lot of us are starting to go back to work, and whether you worked during this whole quarantine or you're just going back to work, chances are you're probably going to have to wear a mask all day long. So I thought I would give you some tips and tricks on how to keep your skin from breaking out. I know masks can be very irritating and a little bit uncomfortable. So my first tip would be to make sure that you are really focusing on your skincare regimen. For me personally, I cleanse, tone, I do my booster, which is kind of like a serum, and then depending if it's day or night, I will put on my day cream or my night cream. And I'm really trying to stick to that every day, twice a day, just to remove all of the bacteria and things that accumulated on my face all day long. And for me, I am one of those who suffers from acne. It has gotten way better over the years since I started my new skincare line. This has been the best skincare line that I've found. It's a very unique line. So I won't go into too much detail about the line itself, but they have a brightening cleanser, and it's got human stem cells in it. And so this helps with anti-aging, it helps with pigmentation, but it also has salicylic acid in it, which will help kill any bacteria on the face and help prevent breakouts. So this is the Lifeline brightening cleanser, and it's a powder. So what you do is you get your face wet and sprinkle a little bit into your hands, and it has a little bit of like silica beads, and you just rub it in, and as the powder reacts with the water, it just completely dissolves and it turns into almost like a creamy cleanser. It's amazing, and it's changed my skin. So I would say in your skincare regimen, make sure that you have a cleanser or a toner that has salicylic acid in it to help kill any bacteria that you may have accumulated on your face throughout the day. So my second tip would be to wear a light foundation. This could be a BB cream, a CC cream, or me personally, I love full coverage foundation. I just always have. But when I want something a little bit lighter, I will take about a half a pump of my foundation and mix it with my moisturizer and use it that way. It does cut down on the coverage, which is what you're looking for when you're wearing a mask all day. The best recommendation I have would be to wear no makeup, but I know for some of us that's just impossible. But you do want to keep your coverage down, just because as your skin breathes, there's not much breathing room with you wearing a mask. So all that bacteria, and if you're sweating, that sweat is going to get trapped on your skin. I know for me, I live in the desert, so with every day being about 115 right now, no matter if you are walking into the grocery store or walking to work, your face starts to sweat. It's just so hot. So you really don't want any added bacteria stuck on your face. So my third tip would be, if you are not wearing makeup to work, then I would highly recommend getting a small travel size toner and maybe some cotton rounds, and 2 to 3 times a day, depending on how long your shift is at work, just wipe your face down with a little bit of toner. It'll help to remove any bacteria that's on your face. I personally love these cotton rounds. They're the Swispers. I think I got them at Ralph's or Albertsons, at like a grocery store. But what's nice is they're called exfoliating cotton rounds. So on the one side, it's your traditional cotton round, but on the other side, and this may be hard to see, they have little dots. They're kind of like hard dots. And when you use it, it really does a good job of taking off excess makeup or just getting the dirt off. So I would highly recommend those. But as long as you're able to just put toner on and wipe your face off, I think that is a huge step. If you're somebody who tends to sweat a lot, or you went for a run and you were wearing your mask, then I would definitely wash your mask that night. You don't want any of that sweat or bacteria staying on your mask, because the next time you go to put it on, it's going to transfer to your face, and you could potentially get breakouts from that, which would not be good. So definitely wash your mask 2 to 3 times a week. Unless you did an exercise or you were sweating a lot, then I would wash it more. So tip number 5 would be to wash your makeup brushes and your beauty blenders more often. I think at this point, because we are wearing masks all day, it's very important to wash your beauty blenders and your brushes twice a week, if not 3 times a week. For some of us, we wash them every day, which is amazing. I personally am not that person. I hate washing my brushes and my beauty blenders. I would rather go to the store, spend money, buy a brand new one than wash the one I have. I just hate the process. It's such a dread for me. But in times like these, I think it's very important that we stay on top of keeping our brushes and beauty blenders clean and disinfected, because if you go to put your makeup on the next day, then all that bacteria that was on your face the day before is going to go back onto your face the next day, and your skin is already clean. So I would highly recommend washing your brushes and beauty blenders 2 to 3 times a week, if not every day. This is something I've started doing, and I have noticed a big difference in my skin. My 6th tip would be to take your mask off when it's safe to do so, whether it be you're driving in the car to a destination. Maybe you don't put your mask on until you're about to get out of the car. Another example is if you have an office or a private office where you're the only desk in that room, then maybe when you're working, just close the door and take your mask off. It's really important to let your skin breathe as much as possible. I know not all of us can do this tip. I know there's plenty of us in the world that are immunocompromised, that they have illnesses or their family has an illness and they can't risk it. So I completely understand. But if you are someone that can let your skin breathe throughout the day, I think that is very important. With us all wearing a mask all day, our skin tends to get irritated from the mask rubbing. Maybe you have to take your mask on and off constantly all day. So if you're able to take your mask off for a few minutes or even a couple hours if you're working in your office, I would put a little moisturizer on if you're not wearing makeup. It's just going to hydrate your skin and help it from getting raw and irritated. And lastly, my 7th tip is to not touch your face. I know this sounds so easy, but for somebody like me, I touch my face throughout the day, and sometimes I don't even realize I'm doing it. I could be leaning on my hand or, running my fingers through my hair and swipe my face. So it's really important that when you go to do your skincare routine in the evening, or you have to do extractions on your face, just remember to wash your hands really, really well. For somebody that has long fingernails, make sure you get under your fingernails. That is where most of the bacteria gets trapped. So if you just wash the tops of your hands, you may still have bacteria under your fingernails, which will then transfer to your face. So I would love to hear what you guys have been doing to keep your skin healthy during quarantine and keep your acne under control. If you are an acne sufferer, I completely sympathize with you. It's been a struggle, especially with wearing a mask all day. But I found that these 7 tips have really helped me to keep my acne breakouts under control. If you haven't already, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you and your families are happy and healthy. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.